morning students. Welcome to the second session of solid state. In today's class we will be talking about unit cell, types of unit cells and the crystal systems. Okay, before that let us relate to what we have studied in the last class. We have discussed about crystalline solids. You remember what are crystalline solids? They are those in which there is a regular geometry, a repetition of the constituent particles is there in a three-dimensional lattice that is called as crystal lattice. Okay, the point where the constituent particle is present is called as lattice site. You will study about this term, lattice point or lattice site. It is that place where the constituent particle is present. And in the crystal lattice, the smallest portion which is being repeated throughout in a three-dimensional space is called as unit cell. Is this clear, children? We have studied two new terms in this, lattice point or lattice site. It is that position where the constituent particle is present. Okay, and these constituent particles, when they are arranged in a three-dimensional pattern, it will form a crystal lattice. And in the crystal lattice, there is a smallest portion which is being repeated throughout. That is called as a unit cell. There are four types of unit cells we will be discussing, and in one of the unit cell I will discuss the parameters also. First one we are taking primitive unit cell. Now what is primitive unit cell? See, I have taken in all of them the simple form as cube. In that I am explaining. In the primitive, all corners are occupied by the constituent particles. That means in a cube we know how many corners are there. There are 8 corners in a cube. There are 8 corners. This is left over. 8 corners are there. So all 8 corners there is a constituent particle. Now you don't have any cube present in a crystal. It's actually if 8 constituent particles are placed in this manner and all those lattice sites are joined together, you will get something like a cube. Okay, so what is a primitive unit cell? It is that unit cell in which all corners are occupied. So we can say that in primitive, their lattice sites are 8. There are 8 lattice sites present in a primitive unit cell. Okay, 8 places where the constituent particles are present. Body center, as the name itself says, body center means center of the body. Definitely it will be there. But apart from that, the constituent particles are present at all the corners. It is present at all the corners. Plus one constituent particle is also present in the center of the body. So total there are 9 lattice sites we can see. In this, the lattice sites are 9. All corners are occupied plus one constituent particle is also present in the center. Clear? Now, face-centered unit cell. Now what is face-centered unit cell? In face-centered unit cell, all corners, the constituent particles are present on all the corners. Apart from being present at all the corners, the constituent particles are also occupying the center of the faces. There are 6 faces in a cube, 8 corners and 6 faces. So this is one face. We'll complete the 2 opposite faces. Second, third one here, the opposite one we will place. And one is in front. It's a 3D image, no? So we are not able to see that properly. And one behind that also. So total 6 faces are there. So 8 corners are occupied. Apart from that, there are 6 faces. So how many lattice sites are there in this, children? Lattice sites will be 8 plus 6, 14. There are 14 lattice sites present in the face-centered unit cell. Clear till here? Now, let's talk about end-centered. In end-centered, all corners, constituent particles are present at all the corners plus two opposite faces. Plus they are also present at two opposite faces. Any two opposite faces you can take. I have taken this face. I hope everybody knows. See, these are the corners. This part is the plane part is the face, and this line is called as the edge. This line is called as the edge. In this particular thing, there are, I'll write with a red pen, 8 plus 2. There are 10 lattice sites. Till here it is clear? Actually, one more thing I have to explain here. I will explain in the first one, in the primitive unit cell. See children here. This line where the two faces meet is called as edge length. It is called edge length. Now, there are in this particular corner 3 edges. Let us mark them as, say, A. Let me mark this one as B, and I am marking this one as C. Okay, till here it is clear? A, B, C. At one particular corner there are 3 edges. Now, I am writing here A, B, C. Apart from that, between AB, BC and AC, there are some angles also. Between A and B, the angle we will mark as, between A and B will be marked as gamma. Between A and C is marked as beta. Between B and C, it is marked as alpha. So we will mark here, between A and B, this one. This angle, children, is marked as gamma. A and C is marked as beta. A and C, this will be marked as beta. B and C is alpha. So B and C is alpha. In a way, I can say in a unit cell or in one particular unit cell which is there in a crystal lattice, there are 6 parameters. Which 6 parameters? There are this A, B, C as the edge lengths. Apart from that, alpha, beta, gamma. So put together there are 6 parameters of the unit cell. Why I introduced here? Because we require them in the 7 crystal systems. Please note down this first. Yeah. Now we will talk about the crystal systems. It's important. You have to learn, but I will tell you one trick to learn the 7 crystal systems. Okay. See, you can learn like this. The trick is like this. You can see here C, T, O, T, H, M, T. Like that you can learn. C, T, O, T, H, M, T. Now what is C stands for? Cubic crystal system. T stands for tetragonal cubic system. This is orthorhombic crystal system. This is trigonal. Trigonal is also called as rhombohedral. This is hexagonal. This is monoclinic. This is triclinic. So I don't think you should forget now. There are 7 crystal system. How are you learning? C, T, O, T, H, M, T. You will learn like this. Okay. Now, further how to learn this? In them, you have to see ABC. What is the relation? Alpha, beta, gamma. How to relate it? See, cubic. We know in cube A is equal to B is equal to C. These edge lengths I have discussed just now. So A is equal to B is equal to C. Right? In tetragonal, A is equal to B. This is not equal to C. And in the third one, nothing is equal. Okay? Same you repeat now. You repeat the same thing now again. This is A is equal to B is equal to C. Again you write A is equal to B is not equal to C. Then you write A is not equal to B is not equal to C. Till here you wrote, and here again the last one, nothing is equal. Last one is not at all equal. You can remember one more thing here. Cubic is called as the symmetrical, most symmetrical crystal system. Sometimes in MCQs it is asked which is most symmetrical crystal system. Cubic is most symmetrical, triclinic is unsymmetrical. This is most unsymmetrical crystal system. Okay? Till here it is clear? Both are equal, all are equal. A is B, B is not equal to C, nothing is equal. Again repeat, last one not equal. Now, what about the angles? Angles, alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree. We all know in cube it is like this. In tetragonal it is again the same thing. In first three children it is same, all 90 degrees. Alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90. Till here it is very clear. Trigonal is that in which all are equal but they are not equal to 90. This one is that where alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma but they are not equal to 90 degree. Now you will remember this one first. As I said, this is most unsymmetrical. You will say this is not equal to B, it's not equal to gamma and they are not equal to 90 degree also. Not equal to 90 also. Now children, this one. Hexagonal you will relate to, graphite structure. You have studied what is graphite structure. Hexagon is there. Something like this you had. If I complete this, okay, if I complete this, what you have? In this there are two angles which will be 90, you can see, but the third one will be 120. So you will have here in hexagonal alpha is equal to beta is equal to 90 degree, but gamma is equal to 120 degree. In monoclinic you have beta not equal to 90 degree, but alpha and gamma both are equal to 90 degree. I think it will be little easy for you to remember. CT, OT, HMT you will write. Then edge lengths you are writing, repeating edge lengths. Last one, nothing is equal everywhere. These first three, all angles equal, all 90 degree. This one, not all are equal but not 90. Hexagonal you will relate to the graphite structure. This one, nothing is equal, and then you have monoclinic. Now listen, what we have to write in this, the possible variations. See, we have studied just now 4 types of crystal systems. So you can remember like this. The first one, there are 4 crystal systems we have studied. The first one has 3 of them. That is, it has primitive, it has body face centered, it has body centered. This one does not have the last one, the end centered. Okay, next one. Next one has primitive and body centered cubic lattice. The next has all 4. This has all. It has primitive, it has body centered, face centered and end centered. And end centered. It has all 4 categories. Okay, this has only primitive. Only primitive, that is all corners only occupied. This one also has only primitive. This one has 2, primitive plus you have end centered. End centered. This one again has primitive. One very important thing here, if you count them, this one is having 3, this is having 2, this is having 4, this one is having 1 arrangement, 2 and 1. If you add them, you will get 14. These are the 14 Bravais lattices. These are the 14 Bravais lattices. These are named after the scientist. He identified that in each of the crystal system, the arrangement of alpha, beta, gamma, A, B can be of this type of the unit cells. So there are 14 Bravais lattices present in a crystal system. Yes, please note down all this, it's very important.